Hello, my YouTube world. Johnny Moe here, back in the office. It's a Tuesday morning, and wanted to talk to you about how we structure our accounts, the approach that we take, and I want to talk to you a little bit about condo associations, HOAs, and are they worth it? Um, Last week we talked about knowing your numbers. This is something I'm going to tell you. If you do not know your numbers going into an HOA or condo association, you're screwed. And I'm just telling you, right, brutally honest, you're screwed. I do not like condo associations, HOAs. I've come to this conclusion. I had two for 5 years. I had two. We did one on one side of town, and then we went on the other side of town, did another one. I do not like them. They are tough to deal with. All your complaints come from them. And, I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos over the last month, and that's, a lot of you guys out there saying, oh, we're going after those condo associations. How do you get them? Oh, how do you get them? Oh, how you don't want them. Trust me, you don't want them, because all you do is get complaints. You're like, well, you must be doing something wrong. Yeah, you could say that. And obviously when you're getting complaints, there is a part of the truth. There is a part of that complaint that's the truth, and you do need to address it. No doubt about it. But the truth is, I have 70 lawn mowing accounts you get no complaints from. You get 2 condo accounts. You cut too short. You cut too high. When you leave 2 days later, it looks like you ain't even cut. You missed a weed in the bed. Oh, when we getting our shrubs pruned? When we getting mopped? That's what it sounds like after a while. One ear out the other. And then the money you get for them is not enough. So here's my advice to you. If you are determined to go after HOAs because you think that's where the money's at, this is how you're going to get them. I'm going to teach you how to get them, because I've done 2 in the last 20 years, and it was easy to get them. Here's what you did. Hello, can I please talk to the person in charge of the grounds? Yes, you're talking to him. Hi. Hey, I was just interested. We're a local company in town. I was curious if you were taking any bids. Oh, sure. We're always taking bids. There's the clue. We're always taking bids. Hang the phone up. Hang the phone up. Don't go any further. Yes. Can we schedule a time that we can walk the property? Sure. What's your schedule look like? Yeah, let's meet Tuesday night at 4 o'clock. Thank you so much. And your name again is? Yes. All right. Bye-bye. So you schedule this meeting, you go up, and you go bid the property. It's that simple. This is not brain surgery. How do you get commercial property? How do you do it? You should be saying, how do I not want those condo associations, those HOAs? Get me out of here. Scream, run. Don't do it. Go get yourself 15, 20 more residentials. You'll make more money. You'll get less complaints. You'll spend less on equipment. I'm passionate about this because I know the last 5 years I've had them. I just dropped one of them last year. Why? It wasn't that they weren't paying their bills. They're great payers. They're going to pay their bills. What is it? It's nya, 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 nya. Constant. You don't have one boss, you have 80 bosses. When you walk into a condo, you're mowing, or you see your guy over there supposed to be weed eating, and there he's got a homeowner saying, oh, you weed whack too short around these edges. And then he's got your guy tied up for 10, 15 minutes. You go up a couple more buildings, 5, 6 buildings, and then someone else comes out. Hey, you know what? You didn't weed whack close enough last week. You should have done better. That's all it is. Because these people have nothing to do but look at their grass grow and and they're paying these green fees, and they want things to be perfect, but they want them at the dirt cheap pricing. Let me give it to you. Dirt cheap pricing. Now, if you don't know your numbers, you're screwed. You're screwed. You go into an account like that, and all of a sudden, you need to buy 0 turns right away. Don't try to cut a condo association with these homeowner piece of crap mowers. I'm going to be straight honest with you. You're going to be stuck on the side of the road. The grass is going to keep growing, and you're going to be in over your head and out of business. When you get an account like this, you're going to have to spend money. So you're going to have to try to sign them to multi-year deals. If you're going into a condo association and you only have a 1-year deal, how are you going to get all the work done? How are you going to mulch 100 yards? Oh, I got a truck, my F-150, my GMC 1500, and we're going to put the mulch in there and we're going to wheel it to... You're buried. Let me give you some advice to the newbies. Do not go after these accounts in less than under 5 years. This account will bury you, and you'll be buried in business because you'll suck up all your manpower and all your time trying to make these people happy. And you can't make 80 people happy. They're just going to yen, 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 yen. You might be able to make some money on the mowing side of it, or you might be able to make a little bit here or there, but I'd rather have 15 accounts at $1,000 where I'm making money every time I cut the grass. When you roll into condo associations, what happens is they're not going to give you top dollar. They're not going to let you have it. There's always someone who's going to cut it cheaper. Now, don't get me wrong. There are those condos associations that they've been around for a while. They've been well established. They're well funded. And they're at the point where they just want people who have the equipment, the gators, the loaders, the trucks, the salters, the equipment. I mean, you coming in there and you've got 6, 7 zero turns running and you're in and out in 2 hours. They don't want your single little zero turn in there for two freaking days. I mean, seriously. I mean, don't even attempt this stuff, guys. If, again, under 5 years, don't even attempt it. I can tell you horror stories about our situations with condos. It's just a lot of complaints. You're dealing with so many complaints all the time because you can't make that many people happy, especially when those people are paying greens fees and they want it to be perfect. You don't have the time or the manpower to do it perfect and make money. Because they hired you probably because of price. You were probably a little bit better, or else they had some serious complaints about the last person. When you go in and meet the property manager and they say, well, the last guy, he wasn't that. What about the guy before him? What about the guy before him? If you have an association that's going boom, 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 going through guys, listen, guys, take my advice, run. Go get yourself 15 residential accounts and call it quits. Now, that's my rant about condo associations. Just don't do them. Don't do them. Everyone thinks there's so much money in commercial work or these bigger, commercial areas, and there's money there. I don't want to say that there isn't money there. They pay their bills. You're going to get paid. But you have to spend so much more time. And again, you have to spend the money on the equipment to get the job done faster and quicker. Is where if you go in and you just start tapping out residentials or smaller commercial where you're in and out, you don't have a lot of time, a lot of effort. Like, oh, you can stop your truck at a homeowner association for 1 day and you only move it once. You're going to have to make that money. You are going to work really, really hard. Like your guy is going to weed eat, listen to me, 3 hours straight. How many employees do you think you're going to keep at that? Or let's say that he's the one on the mower. You're going to be on your mower for 5, 6 hours straight, and then you're going to be weed eating for 3 hours straight. It's hard work. Trust me, I've done it. We dropped a condo last year. It was too big for us. You have to admit sometimes that things are just too big. We just called them up and like, listen, we can't handle it anymore. I fired my foreman last year, and we just had to call it. you can't do that many accounts in those huge, massive condo associations. And here was the deciding factor. Was it the fact that we weren't getting paid? No, they paid. Were we getting complaints? Absolutely. It was just one thing after another. Missed the weed eating here, or this. We're like, oh, we'll be perfect. You'll be perfect weed eating, 3-4 hours straight. You're going to be perfect in 98-degree weather. You're going to be perfect. When you have employees that are on the opposite side of the development cutting grass, you can't even see what they're doing. And it's 98 degrees and they're tired and they're hot. And then all of a sudden, you look at them and then they're talking to someone else and you're not getting your work done because there's 80 people to talk to. You do not want these accounts. You're not going to make the money that you think you're going to make out of them. Obviously, they're easy to get. All you do is call up, talk to a project manager or the chairman of the board or the president of the board. They're always taking bids. And if they say they're always taking bids, then you're in trouble. Just walk, because they're going to go for the cheapest price. They're going to suck up your time. They're going to suck up your manpower. They're going to suck up all the complaints. Listen, this is how it goes. 70 accounts, no complaints. 2 condos, 99% of all the complaints come from them. And, we just got rid of our biggest one, and we have one left. We have a 2-year deal left on that. We'll probably discuss that. Condos are just tough. The vein of my existence this year, the complaints that I got, it rained so much this year. We were behind the 8 ball this whole year, and we couldn't get caught up. But the one that kept yapping and was the least understanding was this condo association. When you doing my mulch? When you trimming my bushes? When? It sounded like wang, 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 wang. It sounded like a 2-cycle freaking motor. It's like when? No one's understanding. They don't care. See, they pay their green fees and they don't care. So what we do, let's get back on course. That's my rant. Let's get back on course. We do the mutual fund approach. We do not let anyone get it into us for 10%. And it's worked out over the years. If we lose a couple, we're fine. We just replace them. It's no big deal. If you lose 4 or 5, hey, guess what? You got another 4 or 5. You can easily get another 4 or 5. When you start getting the bigger HOAs, they start digging into you. If you lose them, you can be in a little bit of trouble because they're 20, 30, 40% of your gross income. And now you have some issues like, whoa, that's a big chunk. And then you grew your business to take care of it. Meaning you brought on people, you bought more equipment, you bought more stuff for the landscaping side, and all of a sudden, boom, they're gone. And you've got this big bill. So that's my tip. Great verse in Ecclesiastes chapter 11. It talks about Solomon's wise advice on not casting all of your stuff on one ship, because what would happen is Solomon would send out ships every day, and the ships would come back, and they'd have riches, silvers, gold, and all this other stuff. And what would happen is he would say, listen, don't put all the riches on one ship. Put it on 7 or 8. That way, if something happens to the ship, it sinks, it gets robbed, or whatever, you're not going down with the ship. So let's say the condo associations calls you up one day, so you know what, we just received a phone call with a little bit better pricing, and we're going to let you go. That way, you're not going down with the ship. You can move on. They're not into you for that much. So that's my tip. That's my rant for today. If you're looking into the 2015 and you think that condo associations are the way to go, bid them high. Bid them so high. If it takes you an hour to mow an acre, bid that work for an hour and 45 minutes. Why? Because someone's going to stop you. Someone's going to complain. Something's going to break down. There's always something that happens in condo associations. Don't forget, the mowers are running 5-6 hours straight. They get hot. They can't handle it. So those are my tips for you today. Do not go after them, but if you're going to do it, bid them high. Mutual fund approach. Have a great day, guys.